Hello and welcome to this video on factors and multiples. Let's start by defining what a factor and a multiple are. So factors are numbers that divide exactly into another number with no remainder, and multiples are the numbers in the times table of a given number. So once I've done the examples, hopefully this will become a bit clearer. Example number 1 says work out all the factors of 8. So again, a quick reminder, factors are numbers that divide exactly into another number with no remainder. The best way to do this, I've found, is to think about the pairs of numbers that multiply to give 8. Okay, so we're looking at the pairs of numbers that multiply to give this number. Okay, so and it's probably the best way to start out with the number 1. So 1 multiplied by what gives 8? Well, 1 multiplied by 8 gives 8. Next logical step after 1 is 2. 2 multiplied by what gives me 8? Well, that is 4. Now, the next logical step is 3, obviously, but 3 doesn't go into 8, okay? At least it doesn't go in a whole number of times, because remember, factors are numbers that divide in with no remainder whatsoever. So we cannot have 3 being a factor, even though you can do 8 divided by 3. Of course you can. You can divide any number you like by any number. But this is not a factor because this would not give a whole number answer. Okay, the answer here would not be a whole number. So 3 is not a factor. So I'm not going to put 3 here. Okay. What would be the next logical step after 3? Well, the next logical step would be 4. Okay. But we've actually already got what we multiply 4 by because we've done it on this row here. Okay. So we don't need to write that row. You can if you want. But basically it shows that you don't need to go any further because once you start repeating the steps that you've got already up here, then you know you've got all the factors. Okay, so the factors are the numbers that divide exactly into 8 with no remainder, and they are 1, 8, 2, and 4. Okay, so the factors are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, it's really important that you remember to do the actual number itself there. And also 1. 1 is a factor of every number. Okay, example number 2. Work out all the factors of 24. So we're going to stick with that theme of starting off with 1. And 1 multiplied by what gives 24? Well, 24. Next logical step, 2. 2 multiplied by what is 24? 12. Next logical step is 3. And I know that 3 eighths make 24. Next logical step is 4. 4 times by what gives 24? 4 multiplied by 6 gives 24. Next logical step is 5. 5 multiplied by what gives 24? Well, you can, of course, do 24 divided by 5. But it's not going to give you a whole number answer. Okay, this answer here is not going to be a whole number. In other words, it's not divided exactly into the number with no remainder. So this would not be a whole number answer. Okay, so therefore 5 is not a factor. And you can also tell that 5 is not a factor, of course, because the number 24 doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, which is usually the giveaway that 5 is a factor. So the next logical step after 5 would be 6. But actually we've already got that factor pair. Okay, we've already got that factor pair of 4 and 6 from here. But at least I've done that last line and I know that I don't need to go any further. Okay, so I've now got all the factors of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, going up in order of size here, 6, 8, 12, 24. Okay, so if we write them in a list format, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. So lots of factors, lots of nice factors. Example 3, all the factors of 50. Let's see how many 50's got. 1 multiplied by 50. 2 multiplied by 25. 50. 3 does not go into 50 exactly, so it would leave a remainder if I did 50 divided by 3, so it doesn't go in exactly. 4 also doesn't go in exactly. You can also test it. You can just do a little bus stop division. Does 4 go into it? Well, 4's into 5 goes once, remainder 1. 4's into 10 go twice, remainder 2. So then you do put a 2 here. Ooh, my pen's not agreeing with me today. And then 4's into 20 go 5. So if we did 50 divided by 4, we get 12.5. So 4 is not a factor because it doesn't give a whole number answer, because it gives 12.5 here, which is not a whole number answer. So 4 doesn't go in either, so 5 would be the next logical step. 5 multiplied by 10 gives you 50. 6, again, you could do, I know 6 is not a factor, I mean, just simply by knowing my times tables, but you can, if you're a bit unsure, you can just do a little bus stop. 6's into 5 don't go. 6's into 50 go 8 times, remainder 2. And basically, as soon as you've got a remainder here, and you've got to put a dot there, then you know you're not going to get a whole number answer here. That's a dot. 6's into 20 go 3 times, remainder 2, and so on. It's going to keep going. So 6 is not a factor. 7 is also not a factor because 7 7's are 49, so it's not a factor of 50. 8 is not a factor. 9, 10 is a factor, so again 10. And now you can see that you are repeating the factors that we've got here in this line, so we know we don't need to go any further. So the factors are 1, 2, 5, 10, 25, and 50. They are your factors of 50. Okay, multiples. Write out the first 10 multiples of 3. So multiples are the numbers in the times tables of a given number. So I'm literally just going to write out the first 10 numbers of the 3 times table. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30. They are your first 10 multiples of 3. Example 5, first 10 multiples of 8. So again, the numbers in the times tables of that number. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, and 80. Okay, so they are the first 10 multiples of 8. Okay, here are some questions for you to have a go at. So get your book or a bit of paper and have a go at these questions. So in question number 1, A to H, work out all the factors of the numbers. And question number 2, write out the first 10 multiples of those numbers listed in A to F. And resume the video to see the answers. And here are the answers. Well done for having a go at those.